guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a one brand tutorial featuring all products by Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you hear my 5-month-old, she's down here on the floor playing in her walker. She's blowing spit bubbles and squealing throughout this whole video, playing with a toy that crinkles. I hope you guys don't mind, but this is the time I have to film, so let's go ahead and jump in. The first product I'm going to be using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation, and I actually am doing a complete separate video simultaneously filming that. Demo review wear test of this foundation. That'll be a separate video, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. So off the bat, it's difficult for me to blend. It didn't have that good of coverage, and I feel like I needed a lot of product and I would be going through it really fast. Now I'm using the Revlon Color Stay Concealer in light medium because I don't have the Anastasia concealer. It has been on my wish list for a long time. Let me know what you guys think of that concealer. Daisy's right here. And this is the Sigma F04 Extreme Contour Brush. While you're watching this, I'm actually doing the stick foundation demo and review and the Anastasia Beverly Hills one brand tutorial simultaneously. So makes things a little bit complicated when editing, but it's still good to get it all done at once. Now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. This came out before they had like the light and the dark. This one I've had for quite a while. As you can see, I have definitely used mine. Haven't reached for it in quite a bit though. Now I am using the e.l.f. small tapered brush and the banana powder in here. I don't have an Anastasia powder, but I do have this. And I may use this just to go ahead and set my T-zone. Just a little bit. I don't want too much because I want to test the foundation. I want to test the foundation. I think the color match might be a little bit light because you can see my chest. It's a little bit darker, but we'll make it work. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Contour Kit, the middle shade, and then the warmer shade as my bronzer. I'll use that same e.l.f. small tapered brush. I like the cool tone shade in here. It really does contour, like, makes it look like a shadow. If you hear crinkling, that is Daisy. She's playing with her Taggies toy. If you haven't heard of a Taggies toy, it is actually a toy that has a bunch of, like, tags that they would sew on the side of a blanket or something. But they just, like, put them all over the toy because they realized, the creators realized that babies love the tags more than the actual toys sometimes. So they made a Taggies toy, and she definitely loves that. Now I'm just using a fluffy brush in the slightly warmer shade as my bronzer. And then I'm going to go in with the highlighter in here. There's one pinky champagne-y highlight. Right, with that same brush. This brush is so useful. If I was going to recommend like one brush, I would say the e.l.f. small tapered brush because of price to like usage rate, it is like the best. So useful. Okay, I don't actually have an Anastasia blush, but I do have the Modern Renaissance palette, which is full of pinky rosy tones. So I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm using the shade Buon Fresco, which is kind of like a lavender shade, but if you can see there, it actually makes a really pretty blush. So I don't care what you call it. If you call it a blush, you call it an eyeshadow, I'm putting it on my cheeks. Or my eyes if I want. Okay, I'm not going to prime my eyes since I already put the concealer on them. I'm just going to go in with this palette. And I actually like the brush it came with, so I'm going to use Buon Fresco again, which is that lavendery shade right there. And I'm going to apply that right in the crease as my transition shade. Mixed a little bit of golden ochre on it, and this is just the blending brush that came with the palette. Then I'm flipping it around and using the skinny type part of the brush. I'm using Tempera, which is the off-white. I'm going to put that underneath the brows and then on the inner corner of the eye also. And then I'm going to go in with Vermeer mixed with Tempera, so that's like the shimmery version of that same shade. And I'm putting that on the inner corner of the eye and on the lid using the skinny side of the brush. I'm actually going to use some of these Anastasia Beverly Hills individual shadows. The pink one that I have, it's like a shimmery pink called Blushing. And that pink shade there. I'm going to put that on the lid. I know everyone's all crazy about all the warm shadows, and I'm just starting to like cool tones myself. Alright, and then I'm going to go with a different brush, and I'm going to apply a darker shade in the outer V and the crease like usual. I'm going to use Antique Bronze, which is a bronzy shade, right in the outer V, and taking what's left on the brush into the crease. I'm also going to use that on the bottom lower lash line instead of using liner. And then, you know the drill, I'm going to blend it out using a fluffy blending brush. So I'll go back to the one that I used the transition shade on. I think that's like a really fast eye look that I do, is like light shade on the lid, transition shade, white shade under the brows, shimmery white shade on the inner corner, dark shade in the outer V, blend. That's it. That's my eye look. It sounds complicated, and if you're not like a makeup person, that's probably pretty complicated, but for most of you, I bet that's about what you do every day too. Using the shade Cypress Umber, that really deep dark brown, and the Makeup Geek pencil brush, which is a really skinny pencil brush. But I'm actually going to use that as my liner today. Just a really dark powder. Okay, I will do a non-Anastasia mascara since I don't have one by her. But let's go ahead and do brows. Hey, I love you. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and do brows using the Anastasia Medium Brown Brow Powder Duo. Daisy's blowing spit bubbles and squealing. There's a dark brown and a light brown powder in here. So I'm going to use a skinny brush, an angled brush. This one's by Carity Cosmetics. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. And I'm going to apply the lighter shade on the front of the brows before I dirty the brush with a dark shade. And then I will move to the darker shade. I do actually own her Dip Brow Pomade, her Brow Wiz, this Brow Powder Duo in dark brown and medium brown. I have her Clear Brow Gel, if I didn't already say that. So it's hard to decide which one I wanted to use. But that's the lighter shade just in the front, and then I'm going in with the darker shade of the two. Starting from about a third the way or half the way over. I'm looking in my mirror over here. And then the darker shade goes on the outer 2/3 or outer half of the brow. But I kind of start fading it in about a third of the way over, and then the outer half just has the dark shade. Then I'll use her Clear Brow Gel to set my brows in place so they don't move anywhere. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and apply some... Hi, cutie. I'm applying the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara really quickly. That's the quick eye look that I came up with, and then now I'm using her liquid lipstick in the shade Catnip. And Catnip is like a mauvey purple. I do like this lipstick formula. It feels really good going on, and it's not super drying throughout the day, and it does last all day. So that you have to take a bit of dryness. Thank you, Daisy. You have to take a bit of dryness if it means your lipstick's going to last all day. So that is it for the one brand tutorial using all products by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.